Hey guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. I mostly speak about INFJ stuff in the channel at this moment in time because I'm trying to understand myself better. I'm trying to help you guys understand yourself better. Hopefully we all, if we understand ourselves better, we can make the world a better place in general, right? That's my hope. In this video, I want to speak to you guys about another speech pattern. I've done a video on this before on how, we always say, does that make sense? I say this all the time myself. And so another thing that we do a lot, that we have speech pattern where we kind of preempt all of our statements, especially complicated ones, where we know that we're going to take the person on a spiral journey through the universe. We always preempt it saying, okay, all right, cool. So I'm going to explain something to you. Just stay with me. Just stick with me and let me know if it doesn't make any sense. Okay, just stay with me, right? I say this all the time because I know that in my own head, it makes absolute sense. Of course, it makes absolute sense in our own heads, right? Obviously. And then I know that when I kind of try to speak about it out loud, it makes absolute nonsense, right? Because I'm jumping from Mars bars to quantum physics to HD to whatever, right? I'm like, that's what happens in my head, so that's what I do when I'm talking to people. And so what we do is we leave people behind. We always leave people behind, and we're always conscious of that, right? I'm always conscious of the fact that I know that when I speak really fast, when I get excited, when I'm intense, I'm like, that the person in front of me is absolutely confused and has no idea where I am, right? So we're on this train tracks. I think a couple of you mentioned train tracks. So we're on this train track, and we're kind of like chugging along, trying to pull all of these all of these boxes. How do you guys call them? All of those things, the carriages behind us. Anyways, we're trying to pull other people behind us with us, right? So we're chugging along, telling us all of these things, telling them all these things, chugging along, telling them all the different things that we think are important in the conversation. Sometimes, though, some of the levers fail, and we don't actually explain ourselves properly, and the person falls behind. That carriage gets left behind, and they're far, far behind, and we're over there, and they're over there, and they're like, okay, I'm confused. I don't know what you're talking about, right? Now, that's the reason we love face-to-face conversations, because when we're having this conversation and the person's looking like, what? Then we can be like, okay. So slow down, Shikha, just slow down for a second. Okay, that person's not understanding what you're saying. Slow down. And what I always do with that is that I'll take a deep breath. I'll be like, okay, let's start again, right? So I'll take a deep breath and I'll restart in my head and also in the conversation, because obviously I have no idea where I left them off. And also, it's always good to restart and to go through the conversation again, because if I do it a second time, perhaps I'll be able to explain myself a little bit better, right? That's why we love repeating ourselves as well. I've said this before. We always repeat ourselves in different formats, in different ways, so that the person in front of us perhaps will get one of the different ways we explain ourselves, right? I don't like that. I don't like doing it. I wish I was articulate the first time around, but of course that's not always the case. So I use repetition as a way of explaining myself better. Now again, so we're on the straight track. The person doesn't get what we're saying. They're confused. We stop. We re-gauge. We figure out what we're going to say. We say it out loud again, right? So for a moment again, the person gets it and they're nodding and they get it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, sure. And then all of a sudden, again, you lose them because, again, the conversation is complicated. Our conversation in our head is complicated. All the different things we're talking about is complicated. We're going from here to there to here, there and there, here and there, right? And so the person doesn't keep up again. So again, you have to stop. Also notice what the person's doing. Look at them. See what they're feeling. Are they understanding? Maybe they're not understanding. Do you understand? Does that make sense? That's the reason we ask this question over and over again, because we'll always stop and we're like, okay, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? We're always asking that question because, first of all, the person looks like they don't understand, but they're afraid to say anything because people are afraid of looking foolish, obviously. But also because they're like, I don't know if I don't get it or if this person's insane. Sorry. No, seriously, I'm sure that's what they're thinking. They're like, am I supposed to get this? Or are they just crazy and they're just talking nonsense, right? I know that's exactly what they're thinking. And so always we have to stop, re-gauge, and explain again and again and again. Now, sometimes we don't care. Like, this person's not worth our effort. We understand that they're never going to get it. They're not, perhaps, I don't know if I want to use the word intelligent enough, but they're just not able to move fast enough to get what we're talking about. So that's okay. Some people are not going to get it. Some people, you just have to leave behind on the tracks and they just can hang out with other people on the tracks. But some people will. Some people you really want them to get it. And so you really want to explain it to them, especially if it's a partner or a really good friend of yours and they really care and they really want to understand. They're just not able to understand because you're not doing a good enough job of it. Now, that's what I really want you guys to understand here at this moment in time is that the problem is not them. And that's what we always think as an INFJ is that that's their problem. They don't get it. They don't understand what I'm talking about. No, the problem is you. You did not explain properly, right? That's what I really want you guys to understand from this video. I really want you guys to get this because I used to think that all the time as well. Oh, it's their problem. They're stupid. They don't get it. No, it's not their problem. You are doing a wrong, you're not explaining it properly. You're not doing a good enough job of explaining it. The responsibility lies on your shoulder to explain yourself properly. It doesn't lie on them to understand. If you don't do a good job, if you don't do a good enough job, they will never understand. And it is your responsibility as an INFJ to make them understand, if you care enough to make them understand, right? If you don't care, then it doesn't really matter anyways. But if you do care, it's not their fault if they don't understand. It's your fault. I really want you guys to understand that. When I do a video, right? And I do a lot of videos, right? And if I do a really crappy job of explaining myself, it's not your fault because you're stupid and you didn't understand. No. It's my fault because I did not explain myself properly, because I wasn't articulate enough, because I did not formulate my thoughts properly in here and properly out here, right? It is my fault, not your fault for not understanding. It's my fault for not explaining properly. I really want you guys to understand that, because when you understand that, we can actually become better communicators with that, because then we're not going to get impatient with people. We're like, okay, it's not their fault, it's my fault. What am I doing wrong? Why didn't I explain it properly? How can I explain it better? You're going to start thinking in terms of that, right? You're going to start thinking, okay, how can I do it better? How can I think better? How can I think clearer? How can I explain it clearer? How can I explain it better so that the person sitting in front of me understands it better, right? It is our responsibility. The onus lies with us. It lies with us, not with the understander, right? It doesn't lie with the person sitting in front of us, right? So that is always my priority. No matter what I do, any kind of conversation, I'm always sitting there and trying to understand, okay, I did a really good job explaining this. Why did I do such a good job? Oh man, I did a really bad job explaining this. Why did I do such a bad job? What did I do wrong? How can I do it better? I'm always learning from my communication skills, because I want to become a better and better communicator. I want to make sure that the video that I do right now is okay, but the video that I do, 10 years from now is a billion times better, right? That you guys, the minute I start explaining, you understand everything that I'm talking about. I don't have to I don't have to worry about jumping from spot to spot, because I know that you guys will get it because I'm explaining it properly. That is my onus. That is my responsibility as a communicator. It is not their responsibility. The only responsibility they have as a listener is to listen. And a lot of people have a problem with that. They don't listen well. They lose interest. They get distracted. They start thinking about things in their head. So that's their fault. That's not your fault. Obviously, you can't control that. But that's not always the case. And we always think, oh no, they're not listening. They don't care. Why do I even bother? Perhaps sometimes it's because they're afraid, because they don't understand and they think that they're stupid, or they feel like, oh my God, I don't want to ask them for questions. I don't want to ask them because maybe they'll think that, I'm not good enough, or, people have all these insecurities, right? It's always our responsibility to explain ourselves better, explain ourselves properly, because it is their, people do want to understand. Mostly, I've found that people want to understand me, If I take the time and if I'm patient and if I try very hard to explain myself to them, people do listen. People do sit down and listen to what I'm talking about. A lot of times I get overexcited and I don't do a good job of it, and so I stop. I take a deep breath, and then I redo the whole conversation. I'll re-explain myself, because it's really important for me that I explain myself properly to other people. I want to get my thoughts across to people because I understand, I believe that they are of importance somehow. And I believe that if I do explain it properly, perhaps it can enhance our relationship with each other. Perhaps it can enhance their life. Perhaps it can enhance my own life. Whatever might be the case, I believe it's good. It's always a good thing to explain something that you believe, that you think properly to another human being. It improves things all around, in my opinion. Right? And that's why I'm always trying to become a better and better communicator. And one of the things I always use is a pause and to re-explain myself, and to use repetition, And also to constantly be asking the person, okay, so are you still with me? Are you still with me? Do you still get me? Because we need to make sure that they're still along with us. They're still along the ride, on the ride with us. You know, like they're still side by side with us, and we haven't lost them behind miles and miles away. Okay. All right. I hope this makes sense to you guys. Again, I hope that I was able to explain myself to you. If you guys have any questions at all, if you guys have any comments or feedback, you can message me anytime on Facebook. I'm Boom Shikha on there as well, or you can email me. My email address is below in the description, or you can just comment below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.